Here's Michael Badgley now to get this one started. And we are underway from Ford Field. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Vikings, out comes the former Michigan State Spartan and longtime veteran Kirk Cousins. They'll come out throwing here on first down. That's complete to K.J. Osborne. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave it with a second and just a few inches left. First carry now for Alexander Madison. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. To throw, Cousins. And his throw here's incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Cousins now. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one. And that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 more there and another first down.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Play action now. Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. They forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yeah, going to the air on the opening drive. Cousins again. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll go Madison up the middle. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be second and goal coming up. Cousins to throw it. And he's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Johnny Munn, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And the gadget play gets him into the end zone. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. From the 6. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Goff. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. To throw is Goff. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. Goff on first down. A quick throw, but incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Goff's throw complete to St. Brown. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. That's good for the Lions. Going up the gut, Montgomery. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The tackle made there by Harrison Smith. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Throwing on third. Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there. That ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. Patterson's kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Vikings. That'll go down as a 99-yard kick return. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork, to be able to put it all together. But that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. This one fielded at the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. To Montgomery to begin the drive. Oh, he's got a little daylight. 25 yards, the pickup there, and also a first down.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
On 2nd down, Montgomery trying to run inside, but nothing there. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Now it's Goff. Looking downfield for Jones. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
35 yards that time on the punt. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Madison. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They go play action. Cousins. Open man is Osborne. He's got him. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Minnesota.
On play action, Cousins. Throw caught there by Osborne. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. Defensively, they just lost him. He was waving his arm saying, I'm wide open. They found it.
Yeah, and it's so interesting about when a receiver starts to wave his arms because some guys run up the line of scrimmage, they declare themselves open. You know, those guys throw the one arm up, hit me right now. In this case, he was so wide open that he was frantically trying to get his attention to make sure he got the football. And then I'm sure his only thought when the ball was in the air, don't drop it. Had too much time to think.
To throw is Cousins. This will be caught at about the 5. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Again, it's Cousins. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They're going for it. Here's Madison. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Vikings' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Joseph now to have the PAT. And it's 21-3. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown scamper from Alexander Madison. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. This one fielded at the 5. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Cousins on 1st down. Uses the stiff arm. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Now Cousins. Touchdown! A 5-yard touchdown. And the Vikings continue to pull away here in this first half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From the 6. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Goff now looks to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
This time they stay on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. And this returnable for Rager. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. First down, here's Cousins. This one brought in by Jefferson. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Cousins. This one caught. It's the tight end Hockenson. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. The kick by Joseph is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've come, and now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the 3rd. The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. Let's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Across the middle, he's got it complete to St. Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
It's a gain of 27 yards. That's good.
Now Goff on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. 20, 10. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This one fielded at the 5. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
So now following the sack, often the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
Here comes Rager. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. On the handoff, it's Madison. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Cousins. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Aleem McNeil, what an effort to get in there and drop him. And here's Ryan Wright now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. So out now come the Lions. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play. Multiple plays.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves them with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And the Vikings are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Lions 3.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Goff. He'll find Williams on the slant. The 40. The 20. Touchdown, Detroit.
So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. I'm like, oh my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he will dive trying to get the first down, but it looks like he's going to be marked down just short. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it'll be 1st down Vikings.
And yes, everyone, that was the fullback carrying the football. I know it's a dying breed, it's a dying position for a lot of people, but I still think it's valuable and important, especially one who can carry the ball.
And you need short yardage. What makes sense? Go to a big body, let him plow forward just like he did there.
It's still a big man's game.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production means they don't want to be in 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. They'll run for it. It's Nwangu. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. 1st down on a pickup. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Another run now for Nwangu. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Out to his left. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Handoff right side to Nwangu. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Back to Nwangu again on first down. Tackle made that time by Aleem McNeil. On second down, here's Nwangu.
He will push his way down to about the 14.
Now a give running right, Nwangu.
He's brought down after a pickup of 5, but he needed 8. Fourth down. And well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on fourth down. And he'll try and throw here on the fake.
Got it inside the 10. Still not a first yet.
The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise.
And the Vikings add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory.
The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bull his way in there for the 2 points.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
Fielded right around the 8. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.